the amount of damage he done, killed 4, maybe 5 Dragoons, quite a few probes. Now Stork's going to try to go in for counter harassment. We're going to see whether the positioning is still pretty good. No turrets there at the back, so he might actually be able to drop the Reaver here in the back. We're going to see whether he manages. No turrets in position. Tank is desperately sieging, but Reaver is going to get in spot, is going to get shot, and no! Oh no, Scarabs! Oh god, perfect timing. Stork should have been able to get one Reaver out there, but perfect timing overall there by Flash. And now Flash sending Vultures over the place, planting mines in expansion, so he's definitely going to spot that hidden expansion. Not going to be so hidden now with those Vultures coming in. And on the other side, Stork also putting down his Citadel of a Dune, so he's finally going to get some Zealot speed. Those good job overall here by Stork. Flash has planted one mine there, but overall good job by Stork. Instead of just using the regular pylons, he put a gateway down there so he can build a couple of Dragoons to help him defend this, and that means he's not going to be able to rally those Dragoons to a different position, but all in all, it's so that he doesn't have to put down a crap load of cannons, have some more maneuverable forces in position there for himself. I'm going to see whether that comes down to pay him off. Now, Flash is actually going to be expanding at this position here. It's so freaking weird to see, again, Python game, and now Stork thinking of pushing up, but he knows a little bit dangerous, especially with all those tanks now moving out for Flash. Python, interesting enough, is quite a Terran-favored map. It's in its record. It's a retired map, of course, now. Well, not retired from friggin' Battle.net, of course, but never retired by others. And Flash, what the hell was that? I think he just got. Wait, what the hell? Was that just some sort of weird thing where he got SCVs tangled up? I think he should have been mining at his main, but instead they decided to run over to the natural or something. That was very weird. Stargate coming up for Stork there, so he's apparently now finally going to get up to Arbiter Tech. Going to see whether that little mistake by Flash comes back to pay him back. But yeah, before this map was very Terran favored. 41 wins for Terran to 28 wins to Protoss. Forge also coming down, so upgrades are going to be coming in, and I don't see any armory so far from Flash. We're going to see whether that weird SCV mistake comes back to cost him.
The SCV thing could have been Flash running his SCVs because of an harassment. I'm not exactly sure because I didn't see. It looks like Stork has kind of blocked himself off of getting reinforcements into his base. Flash coming in here with a couple of Vultures just to take out probes. He's going to be able to take out a couple more here probably before Stork can move in with his Dragoons and his Zealots to get rid of it. So, a couple more probes going down here. Flash is actually still in here taking out probes. Finally, that last Vulture goes down, so Stork's got to be a little bit more careful in his building placement here if he wants to take this match. And it's very, very ballsy of Flash to expand right next to Stork's base like this. I would have thought he would have taken the 10 o'clock base or something like that, but he is expanded right here, and this could end up costing him. Stork decides to push in there with Arbiters or some kind of higher tech. Since he will be able to roll through that base will be gone, and Flash won't be able to do much to get back economically. But Flash does have a very, very nice contain here of sorts. He's pretty much containing Stork into his little main natural area. And he does know about the 6 o'clock, so we'll see what he can do there. And he's actually taking out pylons inside the main here, so Stork's in major trouble. He is grouping a very large army here, but I think he needs some higher tech. I'm not sure what he's working towards right now, either Arbiters or Carriers or something like that, but he definitely needs a higher tech right now. Flash coming in for another Vulture harassment. Surprisingly, there's not much here to defend against it. I think all of Stork's troops are away right now, so more probes going down for Stork. Although he does have a cannon here to defend and eventually get rid of those Vultures, all of these Vultures are now going to go down. So Flash has been the one getting the harassment done here. Stork hasn't gotten a whole lot done with his Reaver tech, so we'll see what he can do now.
Yeah, Stork now getting an additional expansion, interestingly enough, so he's just on the opposite side of the map, obviously just trying to make sure that Flash does not go into that location, trying to not put himself into a vulnerable position himself, of course. I'm going to see whether Flash gets to spot that, because I think he might actually be focusing from now on Vultures towards Stork's main and natural, because those seem a little bit more vulnerable while he's not defending the opposite side. Has 2 armories up. I'm not quite sure if they're spinning on the opposite side. 2 Stargates and a fleet beacon, so it is indeed going to be Carriers. Thought it might have been an Arbiter check, but very little. That's the reason for the small ground army. Stork, and I think Flash might have not gotten the scout on them. I didn't get the Vultures inside the main on that second harassment, and instead focused on the natural. So we're going to see whether Flash has the scout on that or not. If he does not, and he gets surprised by those carriers that are eventually going to be coming down, it's going to be very, very, very advantageous to him, because most of the forces are very few Goliaths, Okay, only 5 Goliaths so far. A lot of tanks and some white people in the crowd. That's interesting. But a lot of Vultures, a lot of tanks, a lot of Dragoons and Zealots on the ground alongside, and those carriers really going to help Stork out if he manages to use them very well. Flash now, meanwhile, moving out apparently towards those expansions that Stork has building there. He has to be very careful not to get himself outmaneuvered, though, because with this huge middle, Stork just might be able to do that. He's actually apparently maneuvering his force, trying to get Stork Splash right into this position. Stork now has the high ground, so he's going to be able to control this. You just have to be very careful to not let Flash push up that high ground, because Flash has such a huge positioning of tanks in wonderful position, but now Stork is going to push down, slowly trying to make sure he doesn't sacrifice too many forces. He has lost quite a few Zealots there, several Dragoons also sacrificed. He also has a shuttle in there. I'm not quite sure if he has a Reaver or not. What he really needs to do some a lot of damage. He is indeed on the opposite side. While this distraction is going on, he's going to drop some 4 Zealots inside of the natural Flashes, so that's not going to be defended. Almost no forces. That Flash is definitely not going to take any forces from that main force there to defend this. Nothing but Goliaths and Vultures to take care of that. And the opposite side, Flash is just being distracted here by Stork's forces. He just can just surround us, go around, and now finally the first 2 carriers come into play. Nothing but turrets really to help defend against those, but on the opposite side, Stork is trapped here, so Flash is going to be able to move up right into this position. Nothing but Dragoons, only a few Zealots, so Flash just pushing Stork into a corner. We're going to see whether Stork most likely will lose most of these forces, because he's not really sure what he can do. He's just going to have to push in and try to take out as many attacks as possible, and this is going to be just death. Flash and positioning Dragoons, and now finally going to move into have range, but too many tanks. I think that he's going to be able to manage to take some of them down, but that's going to be it. All Dragoons dying, and Flash in a dominant position. These carriers are, I see the only way for Stork to even have a semblance of a chance to get back into this is those carriers.
Yeah, I think Stork definitely has enough bases to support a lot of carriers. He probably should get another Stargate or 2 up, just get a ton of carriers out, because Flash, he knows about the carriers. The carriers were revealed pretty soon. I think there were only 2 carriers out before Flash knew about it. So Stork is in major trouble there. He lost his entire force up there at the 10 o'clock, and he just has a very ragtag militia running around here. Getting some kills here, and Flash is the definite advantage in this game right now. He'll have to deal with the carriers soon enough, but he's just demolishing the ground forces here from Stork, and Stork is going to be very, very hard-pressed to fight off this amount of Goliaths with pretty much only carriers. I think his main army is only carriers right now. I don't see hardly anything else out on the ground for Stork right now, so Flash has done a great job. Oh, Storm here from Stork. Stork, he has a 1 High Templar in here. I wish he would have had more. He probably would have been able to take out this troop. Oh, some more High Templar in here. Another Storm there, and Flash is moving into the natural while Stork is pushing up for what seems to be a counterattack into Flash's natural. So Flash is just ripping into the natural here, and I don't see a way that Stork will be able to defend his main. I think the main is going to go down shortly enough.
Interestingly enough, the guys back then, the observers still showed the freaking crowd when important moments such as this are going on. So yeah, now the Nexus being taken down inside the Stork's natural, and Flash taking a decisive lead. Now gonna get a lot of tanks caught by those carriers. Gotta have to be careful. Goliath's finally moving into a position to defend those tanks. Some tanks gonna be lost, but those Goliaths, we're gonna see. I think there are quite too few Goliaths in that position. There are far too many carriers there for Stork. No, Dark Templar are also out in the field. No detection anywhere. The Templar's just gonna follow. Hey, come here, Goliath, come here. Come to Papa Dark Templar. So now Flash is going to move down towards this position down there. There's 1 Dark Templar to meet the tanks that are coming towards the 6 o'clock. So the tanks, a scan going off there. So yeah, Flash is not silly enough to not have scan ready. But opposite side, Stork is moving in with those carriers. That's the natural Flash, also towards the main, just trying to do as much damage as he can. There are a lot of expansions being put down by Flash on the opposite side. He has almost the entire left side location. So Flash apparently just thinking of just surrounding Stork with expansions all over the place. On the opposite side, Stork, I'm finally going to move it towards the natural. A lot of Goliaths to defend against all these Dragoons and Zealots. Just wow, look at all those Goliaths. They should be able to add on themselves just fine. And Stork is in huge trouble. Again, going to be pushed back. Flash also is taken down. The 6 is going to be able to take down the 6 o'clock position. Dark Templar is running away, running around doing random damage. But wow, I mean, I don't know what Stork can do here. He has Dark Templar doing random damage. He has carriers, but they're not doing too much. Far too many Goliaths on the ground. He is moving with his carriers into the main here, so that's a pretty good, decent job. Going to be able to take out the position there, but overall, Flash in way too dominant a position for him to really lose at this point, unless he messes up royally. Total foobar for him. That's really the only way for Stork to win this, although he does take down the command center in the natural. Still, okay, finally now getting 3 Stargates.
Yeah, but the Stargates are not pumping right now, so Stork's got to get the job done with his carriers that he has out right now. He can't lose interceptors like crazy either because his economy is starting to dwindle because Flash is taking out his expansions. Flash isn't committing a whole lot of Goliaths to this, though. I think Flash will probably have to pull out back with more Goliaths if he doesn't want to lose all of his supply. This could be bad for Flash if he loses all of these supply depots, maybe his armory. If he loses his armory, this could be over for Flash because Stork will be able to push in and eventually take out all of the other Goliaths while Flash is still rebuilding. But as you can see from Stork's mini-map, he is very low on bases. I think he's down to 2 right now. And he's basically just fighting with carriers right now. He's doing his best while Flash is finally devoting more Goliaths to taking this out. And